Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. Well, we're going to jump into a new program here. It's been a while. I'm coming back. I'm going to teach some foundational ideas in stained glass. And what an appropriate way to start with borders. Straight pieces of glass, ideally cut, to utilize for our pattern pieces. Perhaps you're doing something along that lines. This particular one is 14 by 18 inch board. And what I'm going to show here is what I'm going to include in these packages. While I'm building my program up of how to address the borders and why you would want to know a lot more about these border pieces, I will be introducing the pieces themselves for sale on my Etsy store and putting together packages where people can benefit with these. If you already do stained glass, then it's a no-brainer for you having somebody accurately cut these like cards, just incredibly nice and accurate, clear textures, perhaps some things that you wouldn't normally want to cut. Maybe some of these heavy textures here. And I have a lot of optimum glass that you'll see in some of the larger pieces. In fact, in every kit, as you can see here, in the beginnings of a flat rate shipping box, US Postal, you're going to get 8 large sheets of glass, clear texture, spectrum. Here's a ripple, optimum, and lots of optimum. I've got some optimum left that I decided to hold back and cut it up into these really useful pieces of glass. Perhaps some of them will match one of your borders that will be in the box as they're cut up and packaged like you see here. And maybe some of those pieces that you're going to get might aid and coincide with your border piece and might help you with your piece you're working on in the interior, and it'll give you just a little bit more glass. Perhaps you might want to cut some more strips or what have you out of it to add in addition to what you've got. It allows you 8 different textures and colors and densities to mess around with, and chances are they're colors that you haven't had, especially if it's optimum glass. This is Optimum Strata. Beautiful glass, especially if you're going to be doing pieces like this. I used to do lots of kitchen cabinet doors for 2 Amish companies a long time back. I did a lot of production work, so I would cut these by the thousands, and I still have maybe 1,000. I have a lot. And what I'm going to do is cut them into packages. You see right here, 12 pieces at 1.25 inches times 6 inches equals 112 inches, yada, yada, yada. The point is, this is a lot of glass if it's cut right, and a lot of possibilities and easeability. Look at this brick. Nice and accurately cut. So if you do have a grinder, great. If you're utilizing this for lead, it's already done. It's turnkey. Now, fathom this. Out of a flat rate shipping box, you're going to get those 8 sheets as I showed you. And you're going to get a lot of running inches. What's a running inch? Well, this is 1.25 inches wide, perfect for borders. And you only get 112 inches. Or maybe in this set. So here's the part that's going to be wild. Those are 6 inches. These are 8 inches. Look at this, already cut. Isn't that nice? But if you have a Morton board or a way of cutting glass, you know you can cut this up into mosaics. You don't have to use this for stained glass, folks. You could use this for a number of other things. But assuming that you are going to use it for stained glass, I'm not going to be cutting the corner pieces. I don't know how many to cut. For me, I would just as soon cut the lengths. You cut your own corners. Besides, like I showed in this panel here, I never like corner pieces out of the glass I use I always do something different because that is one of my signatures, is bring in the color choices. Get even. So you're going to have many options of how to utilize your strips. Perhaps you're a clockmaker. Maybe you're making the lanterns as a lot of other. And I'll have kits more conducive to the lantern kits coming. I have thousands of these pieces of glass, so why not put them together in useful boxes and opportunities for people who could really use this. Besides, if you had the borders already cut, it might make you want to jump in. So, accurate, straight, all kinds of textures. I might even decide to cut up some rare glass, colored glue chip, maybe some real top shelf stuff, crackle and otherwise. Just put together some boxes. Depends on the enthusiasm. If people are interested in doing this, I'll cut the glass up. I'm going to have specials like this as well, where I cut the sheet up and a person's going to want all those pieces perhaps, because there are some little ones. I might do that with some of the richer glass. This is called mottled glass, and this is by Yoga Haney. But that's the thing. If this turns out well, I'll put some exotic glass in there and call it an exotic mix. Let's see what the enthusiasm shows though. But as always, your foundation is the best place to really start out squared up and really having a plan. I'm going to approach this in a unique kind of a way and talk about, from this series, of the border up. Are we going to be doing things that are logical or theoretical? That makes a big difference. What's logical and what's theoretical? Well, let's just say if you know you want to make a boat, that's logical. You can go find a pattern book of boats. But if you don't know what you want to do, that's theoretical. Sometimes the choice of your border will lead to your final idea, your destination of what you're going to put in there. That's the fantasy part. And if we can talk about it and really look at it as though it does exist, we might be able to take a different turn here in stained glass and pattern books and ideas that we really kind of left behind. Anyway, you consider the thought, but I'm going to give some information out on borders, some how to segment your borders and cut them up and this and that. Just because you got some glass, what am I supposed to do with this? That's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about. How you can utilize borders, where to make your cuts, ideal stuff. Anyway, looking forward to the new direction. I think you're going to like it. I'm going to have some surprises in here. And we'll see what the reaction is. It's been a long time. Looking forward to hearing from you. Check out my Etsy. I'll have the link in my description. All these, this is a serious amount of glass, by the way. Here we go back again. This is a serious amount of glass that all fits into here. And, oh, yeah, this was cool. Just to give you an idea, this is a pretty good sized panel here. This is 14 by 18 inch workboard. And these are 8 inches, just like this over here. In fact, that's a beautiful complementary color choice here. This unique color here, Texas Rose. And that's called Strata. And 8 of these go around this board. 8. For the most part, I'm putting between 12 and 14 pieces in every set. Now, in this set, I'm not sure I'm going to put all 4 sets in this box, but I needed to do this to give people an idea. Oh, crap, that's a lot of glass. Yeah. It only took me 8 pieces, 8 inch, to go around this. And this little gap right here, yeah, I know, with 9 pieces. But you're going to get 12 to 14 of every size. So, want to give you the idea, the notion that these little packets are quite effective in perhaps even doing windows this big. Contact me if this is of interest to you, and we'll see if I can create something glass-wise that would benefit you specifically. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for your comments and warm compliments. Bye-bye.